We're gonna find Eric in a ditch in 2 weeks.
Oh.
Well, welcome to the R2J podcast. Today we got a special edition. We're here with my friend Eric, and he came to visit us again. And today we're gonna talk about Super Bowls, dating, relationship, and also Mardi Gras. Since it's Mardi Gras season right now. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing wonderful. Roman, yourself?
Great, as always.
Okay.
So, who do you think is gonna win the Super Bowl?
That is a very difficult question. I hate to say this because you're a 49ers fan.
Don't hurt my
But-
feelings. Come on, don't hurt
I
it.
have to go. I'm pulling for the Chiefs, and the reason I'm pulling for the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes is a Texas boy.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah, look, I don't have any other reason to pull for
How?
the
Do
Chiefs.
you know Patrick Mahomes?
No, I don't know
Okay,
him.
so how long we been knowing each other? Like, 30 years just about?
Yeah,
Okay, so you should go for my team.
but he's a Texas
Good.
boy. And I would like to see, like I said, a Texas boy. You know, he's a star quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a Texas boy. I like to see him win. I mean, look, I honestly wanted Lamar Jackson to beat Baltimore. That's what I wanted. To beat Kansas City. I wanted the Ravens to go. But unfortunately, that didn't happen.
Well,
They
it
lost.
didn't matter to me, either one. Because either one we need to beat because I was just to get revenge from the last Super Bowls. Because we
Well-
lost to both of them the last
And-
couple times.
And that's exactly how it's looked at. A lot of people are looking at this as the San Francisco 49ers revenge Super Bowl because the Chiefs beat them 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So now they're saying, hey, you know what? This is the 49ers opportunity to get their revenge and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. And last time I think we lost just because Garoppolo overthrew the receiver.
Right,
He was wide open too.
It was
like,
a very close game, and that's what you want. That's what the NFL wants for all their Super Bowls, is that you want the games to be that close.
Yeah.
There's lots of star power in this game. Patrick Mahomes, I even like Brock Purdy, the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, how about that story, right? Mr. Irrelevant.
Right. And now he is the starting quarterback in a Super Bowl.
Yeah. So it almost reminds me of like Tom Brady when he was with the Patriots, you know?
Exactly. But what it goes to show you is you don't know what you're going to get when you draft somebody. I mean, there are plenty of guys out there who have been absolute bust, drafted in the first round, drafted, in the top 10 picks. They've been absolute bust. You get a guy like Brock Purdy who is drafted Mr. Irrelevant. Nobody expected this guy to do anything. And 2 years later, he's now quarterbacking in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think I was hearing one interview and somebody said something about in the way where they had a feeling that Brock Purdy was going to be the quarterback just because once they had him in there, his work ethic and how he was, someone had like a feeling that was going to be the franchise quarterback in the future. We wasn't expecting this soon, but in the future.
But that just goes to show you the man was committed to his craft.
Yeah.
And he was prepared and drafted as Mr. Irrelevant. One, no one expects you to do anything. One, when you're Mr. Irrelevant, they don't even expect you to make the team.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first thing, okay? But the man was dedicated to his craft, and he's now become, like I said, the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. And if he keeps playing like this, of course, they're going to extend his contract, and he's going to get a big fat payday at the end.
Yeah, I know they were saying like a lot of the colleges players were actually getting paid more than Brock Purdy.
Yeah, that's because of NIL rules. I mean, when NIL came into play, 2, maybe 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And so now, athletes can earn money from their name, image, and likeness. Right now, the number one NIL person making the most money from NIL is Iowa basketball star Caitlin Clark. They say that if she goes into the WNBA, she would actually lose money.
Oh yeah, the WNBA. Yeah.
So
Because who watches the WNBA?
nobody.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, ladies, no one watches the WNBA.
I mean, if you guys girls have a problem, just name a couple of them in the comments. You know what I mean? Let us know if it's I don't know one player. Or maybe Brittany Griner? Was it with Brittany?
Yeah, but she got famous for being in prison in Russia for
Exactly.
trying to smuggle weed.
Exactly.
That is why she got famous.
Exactly. That's the only reason why I know her.
Nobody knows who Brittany Griner is. The only star that there was really that people may have known who she was Kansas Parker, and she retired.
Yeah. I probably couldn't even name one, even to save my life.
Dude, if you walked up to 5 people on the street and asked those 5 people to name 5 WNBA players, none of them could do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why the argument of WNBA players saying they want to make just as much money as the men is completely ridiculous.
Facts.
Because no one knows who you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make more money, then your sport needs to grow and be in the eyes of the public. It is about the number of eyeballs you command.
Yeah. But score-wise, what do you think the score is going to be?
Close. Both are. I think the 49ers has a really good defense. I think actually they have a better defense than the Chiefs.
Yeah. No, yeah. I believe so.
But, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to go against Patrick Mahomes. The guy comes up big time constantly. I'm thinking the score is going to be close to like 28-24, somewhere around there. I think it's going to be extremely close.
Yeah. I was more thinking maybe 34, 31, somewhere around there in the 30s.
Like I said, it could be. Like I said, both are very good offenses. I give the edge to San Francisco as far as their defense, but I really love Kansas City's defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo. The guy's been around. The guy's smart. He comes up with different blitz schemes. I mean, he's just a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He's won Super Bowls before. Matter of fact, he won a Super Bowl when the Giants won their first Super Bowl. He was a D coordinator.
The Giants. Oh, that's a long time ago. Huh?
Yeah, but you know, the guy's been around for a while.
That's your team right there, huh?
Yes, I do love the New York Giants, and they suck.
Damn, they're putting your team down right there.
I'm not putting my team down. I'm a fan, but I'm a realistic fan.
Yeah.
Okay? I know, I mean, I love the Houston Texans. I cheer for them. They're local. I do go for them, but I do bleed Big Blue, and we suck. And we've sucked for a long time. You don't have a quarterback. I don't have no idea what the hell goes on in the front office. Like I said, that team is just a disaster. They've been a disaster for a long time. I hope to God Saquon Barkley gets the hell out of there and goes to a team where he can actually play for the potential of actually going somewhere.
The last time they were actually decent was when Eli.
Right. And first of all, I've never been big on Eli Manning. He was a B+ quarterback, not an A.
Yeah.
The fact that at one point he was the highest player in the NFL was a joke. Because, like, dude, you're a B+ quarterback. You're not an A+ quarterback. They didn't win the Super Bowl because of you. They won the Super Bowl because they could run the ball and play defense. That's why they won the Super Bowl. He made 2 great throws. One, the helmet catch we will always remember, to David Tyree, and the other one was an incredible sideline throw to Mario Manningham.
But he was the face of the Giants. That's why.
Yeah, but you're still a B+ quarterback.
Yeah,
you're
no,
not
but
an A.
that don't matter. As long as your team is winning as a quarterback, you're good.
That's
a fact. I mean, it don't matter, right?
I guess. I mean, Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl, but God damn it, he was one of the greatest quarterbacks ever played the game.
Yeah. Too bad we couldn't see that, huh?
Right, but I mean, like, Marino never had the team around him to win a Super Bowl, and it was in a very different
What
era.
do you think was that? Because staff, coach-wise, wasn't good enough, or do you think the talent around him wasn't good?
Both. Look, front offices have to find good players so that they can win championships. They also have to find good coaches to be able to coach the players up to win championships. When you are in a disastrous organization, a.k.a. The Houston Texans for the past 4 years, who, thank God, got DeMeco Ryans, thank God, got C.J. Stroud, and now that franchise has been turned around. But for the past couple of years, when Bill O'Brien was in his last couple of years at the Houston Texans, he wrecked that team. That team was actually going somewhere with Deshaun Watson as quarterback. They were actually headed somewhere. Then Bill O'Brien took over the GM position, and Bill O'Brien wrecked that team. Mm-hmm. You got rid of DeAndre Hopkins for a 3rd-round pick. You got rid of that dude for nothing.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why they did that. Just I guess they want to start over or whatever reason.
It was a stupid move. Everybody out there criticized Bill O'Brien for it. Till this day, I'm like, that was one of the dumbest moves you could have done. You literally gave away a top 5 receiver, and you got nothing back. You traded your good talent and got nothing for it.
If you were the coach, if you had to trade him, what would you want? Like first round
I want
pick?
2 first-round picks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You have an elite wide receiver. Why the hell am I giving the guy away?
Yeah.
I want 2 first-round picks. I want something for him. They got nothing.
So are you going to bet on the Super Bowl?
No, I'm not going to bet on the Super Bowl.
Even though it's my team, I'm not a big gambler and stuff like that. I was hoping my friend Jim was going to be here, but because we want to discuss about betting, because he knows the in and outs about the overs and unders and all that stuff. I already determined it's 2 points over or under. Like I don't know what that means.
Oh, I know a little bit about that now.
Yeah, I don't even try to keep up because like I just want to watch the game. That's it.
Right, and pray to God it's a good game.
Yeah, that's all. So next question I was going to ask you, Eric. How about dating relationship? Are you looking around?
I am looking around. I just haven't seen anything that impressed me yet.
I could see that. It's like people want you, but it's that the people you want, you don't want.
Right.
Something like that.
I mean, well, when it comes to dating and relationships, you have to make sure that, one, you date the right person. Dating the right person is a wonderful thing. However, dating the wrong person has the potential to turn your life into misery and hell. And that's the one thing I try to avoid.
Yeah. So you got to catch a red flags as soon as possible.
Right. But there are some people out there, and this is not just strictly for men. There's some, it's strictly for, women or men. It's both, sexist. But you have some people out there who are just filled with drama.
Yeah.
And
some people love that drama for some reason. It's like they want the drama.
Right.
Like,
and I can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get up every day, I go to work, I take care of my business. I don't want to have to hear about anybody's drama.
mm-hmm.
I just don't have the time for it. And if people are about drama, I just walk away.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think the standards are for the girls? You think they're too high, especially when they get much older? You think their standards still kind of really high?
I don't know if they're really. Sometimes I think they are. I think sometimes both men and women do have unrealistic expectations. But I think you have to recognize that a lot of the expectations you have, most people aren't going to be able to meet. Be realistic in your expectations. I have no interest in trying to date a supermodel. It's just not what I'm trying to do. But I want to make sure that I'm physically attracted to the person.
Yeah, if you're like an 8 or 9, because I don't believe there's girls out there who's a 10. Maybe the only way a girl's gonna be a 10 into somebody's eyes is because that's their type. That's what they really like. That's the only way that girl's gonna be a 10.
Right, and
other than that, most of the girls are 8 or 9s.
And that's what men have to understand, and that's also something women have to understand. You're only going to be a 10 in a very few people's eyes. It doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't make you a bad person. It simply means that you're not that person's type.
Yeah.
And you just have to accept that everybody is not for everybody.
Yeah. Let me correct that. I said most girls are 8 or 9s. Never mind. Most girls are average. Now, the top girls are like 8 and 9s. I'm fine. I think the average guy just wants to date an average girl.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
The most important thing for a man is, one, no drama, peace and quiet, being there for him, being able to emotionally connect.
Physically as well, too. Don't forget that.
Well, of course.
Yes, you have to.
Physical
It's
connection.
a must.
Physical connection. That's important. But I think, like I said, and that's definitely for guys. From a standpoint of a woman, she wants a man who's going to, like I said, emotionally understand her. But at the same time, a lot of women expect men to read their minds. Men are not mind readers. No one can read your mind. I don't expect anybody to read mine, and I don't want to try to read somebody else's. It's too much damn work, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah. And what do you think about like some girls who probably try to pretty much, like, I don't want to say play the victim role or anything, but maybe choosing the wrong guy from the get-go, maybe there was red flags there, but they let it go for so long.
But that's on you.
Yeah, exactly.
When
So,
you see red flags and you don't address them, I'm sorry, that's on you.
there's accountability, right?
That's accountability.
Yeah. So nobody you're really interested. Nobody.
Like I said, at the current moment, there hasn't been anything I've seen that's really like, hey, I'm interested in that.
Mm-hmm. And the Pacific age range, or you just kind of all over the place? As long as the legal?
Nah, God, no. I would. First of all, I am 47 years old. There is no way on this earth I would ever date a woman in her 20s. I would shoot myself in the head first because,
Especially nowadays, you know
right?
what I mean?
I would just literally just shoot myself in the head.
A lot of girls in the 20s right now, oh my God,
Too much drama, and
Yeah.
like I said, I don't want to do it.
and they get so much attention from the guys and stuff like that. They believe that they're like the queens, you know.
And one of the things that women, and I don't want to really sound misogynistic, although I'm going to be horrible when I say this, and I'm going to catch a whole lot of hate. Ladies, just because you're getting male attention doesn't mean a guy really wants to be with you.
Yeah,
You have to realize that.
yeah. They want the box probably, but that's about it.
Right. They want one thing, in, out, gone. That is, but don't think that you're all that just because you're starting to get a lot of attention from guys. That doesn't mean they want to be with you. A lot of times it means they just want one thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they say, a lot of women, they fall in love with what they hear, and men fall in love with what they see.
Yeah. But I mean, it has to go, for me, it has to go beyond how you look.
Yeah.
Yes. Being physically attracted to the person is important. But what are your other qualities?
Yeah.
Are you elegant, classy? Do you know what those things mean?
Mm-hmm.
Graceful. Do you know what it actually means to be a proper lady?
Yeah.
And there's a difference between being a woman and being a lady. And so many people, women, and even to a degree men, don't understand that.
Yeah. I mean, the way, it's like, if it looks like a duck, acts like a duck, you know what? It must be a duck.
Right, it's probably a duck.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you change that, if it looks like a thought, acts like a thought, guess what?
Yeah, it's not.
It's a thought. So you act accordingly.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, me and Wedo over here talking about it, and we all agree that social media has made it very available for girls, especially to get a lot of attentions.
Yeah, but not all attention is good attention.
No, yeah, exactly.
Like I say, women have to discern, and like I say, even to a degree, men have to discern what is good attention and what is negative attention. I don't want to throw women under the bus, but I'm not going to throw men under the bus either.
Mm-hmm.
Guys have to understand sometimes a girl isn't interested in you. She's interested in you for what you can do for her.
Yeah.
That's it.
Even when you guys get married, you always got to provide.
Right.
That's what Chris Fox said, you know what I mean?
Well,
What he said something about, like, the only person who get conditional love is baby, women, and dogs, right? Something like
right.
that.
A man's love is conditioned upon how well he's provided.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's just like I said, you accept that as part of being a man.
Yeah.
But in some ways, romantic love is transactional. What are you doing for me, and what am I doing for you?
Yeah.
I mean, my friend, shout out to Mike in Houston, says it all the time. Okay, you want to stop our physical relationship. Does that mean I get to stop going to work and providing for you?
Yeah. Or like when you get divorced and stuff, and the guy has to pay alimony and stuff. Like, well, okay, so if I gotta pay alimony, am I gonna get the box then
Right.
afterwards? That's not fair.
No, it's not. But I mean, like I said, I say, what? Alimony laws are complete crap. My personal opinion, simply because, you get to take half my stuff
Yeah.
that I've worked my whole life for, and even stuff I've worked for long before we met. Somehow you get half.
Yeah.
To me, that's total crap.
Yeah. I remember when I had my friend Judy and Diana, and they were, complaining about, oh, why don't you guys say what you mean what you say, or whatever. Like, well, I mean, some people are gonna just say what you want to hear. So you got to see what they do.
But that's practicing discernment and being accountability and looking for, and you have to be willing to look for those red flags. You cannot go into things, and unfortunately, a lot of people do. They go into things eyes wide shut.
Yeah.
And that's just not the way I'm built.
Yeah. So girls, just, close your ears, open your eyes, close your legs too for a while, I guess,
Right.
see what the guy wants. If he wants something really serious, you'll know.
Right. But I mean, like I said, that's with a lot of, and like I said, I don't want to throw women under the bus. Just because men are giving you attention, that does not mean they want to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, it might sound hardcore, and it might sound cold, and I'm going to be sounding like a chauvinist at this moment, but that's just reality.
Yeah. And I had brought this up in my last interview with Wedo about how AI is going to probably take over, with OnlyFans and stuff like that, because they're going to make those AI models completely realistic now.
Yeah,
I had that one girl who got, I forgot, 300,000 followers on Instagram and just making bukus of money. I don't even know who made it. It could be a guy just sitting at his house, just clicking away.
Well, when it comes to OnlyFans girls, no man will long term want to be with a girl who has done OnlyFans. Personal opinion.
I would disagree. I would say there will be few simps out here and there. But the average guy probably won't want to.
Okay. No man of any real value and quality
There you go.
will want to be with a woman who has been on OnlyFans. The last thing you want to do, I mean, in realistic, not even just OnlyFans, if a woman has quote unquote been around the block a few times, that's not something you want.
Yeah.
You don't want to be walking into a restaurant with this girl on your arm and be like, oh yeah, wondering how many dudes she done hooked up with in here.
Yeah.
That's not where you're trying to be.
All the guys turn around, oh, I already hit that.
Yeah, you don't want, nobody wants that. That is, to guys, that is embarrassing.
Especially when you're like in a little town, everybody knows each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, so that's going to get around quick.
Right, and to men, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. And me and my friends talked about that, you know what I mean? Would you date a girl that that she's been with a few of your friends, and all of us said, date her? No.
No, you'd hook up with her,
Yeah,
but you're not going to date her.
Yeah.
She will never be taken serious.
Yeah.
And that's what, like I said, a lot of women go, oh, well, just because guys are paying me attention, that means they, are interested. No, they're interested in one thing, and it is up to women to practice the discernment.
Yeah. And in reality, pretty much all girls get attention. Even the ones that are not really attractive, in my eyes, they still get a lot of attention. If they get onto like Tinder and stuff like that, they probably get more likes than a really handsome guy.
All the statistical data
Yeah.
in online dating shows that women, and I think it's called swipe right. I'm not exactly sure what the hell it is.
Yeah, swipe right. And then if you like them, swipe left if you don't like them.
Okay. Women get swiped right on way more than men.
Yeah. And you know what's more crazy? Because I get on there every once in a while. They have different apps or whatever, right? No, sometimes just automatically, sometimes you get girls who are very young, probably in their early 20s and stuff like that. So you start to see girls who are like 21, 22 have 3 kids and shit like that. Holy shit, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, where did your father go wrong?
But see, no guy, if you're that age and you've got 3 kids, no man will ever take you serious.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, there was the daddy issue right there.
Right.
Or so the dad failed to...
Right, like someone in your life failed to teach you certain things.
Yeah, if it's your father or even your brothers or
your uncle, or whatever.
Yeah,
somebody in
your
life
whatever,
failed to teach you certain things.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's kind of hard dating here and there, you know what I mean? I've just been kind of laying low right now, just taking care of
I disagree.
me.
I'm going to tell you why I disagree. You could date anybody you wanted to.
Oh.
But could you date somebody worth dating?
Yeah.
That's the difference. See, when people say it's so hard to date somebody, that's complete and total shit. I want to say this right now. That's crap. It's not can you date somebody. It's can you date someone worth dating.
Mm-hmm.
Can you date somebody worth spending your time with? And that is a difficult thing to do.
Yeah. Going back to the if women have kids or whatever, would you date a woman with the kids? Yeah, well, it kind of depends. It kind of depends on the woman, on the kids,
Right, it depends.
everything, and how old the kids is as well too. You know, because do you really want to get with a girl who their kids is already it's just barely born? You know what I mean? Let's say or 1, 2, 3 years old, something like that.
No.
You know?
That's a nightmare to walk into.
Mm-hmm.
That is an absolute nightmare.
So you'll be open to somebody who has their kids are teenagers, let's say
16, 17.
16, 17,
Yes.
where they don't need a diapers change and
Right.
nothing like that.
And at that moment, you know, they pretty much are who they are.
Yeah, yeah,
But trying to date somebody with young children is a nightmare.
yeah.
And there's no way on God's green earth I ever want to go through that.
So that brings us to the next question I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you about as well. What do you think is a like high value man or top G, as they call it sometimes?
Well, it's not just one thing that makes a person high value.
Yeah,
What are your morals like?
Yeah.
That's the very first question there is. Can a man who, great example, man makes $2 million a year, never sees his wife and kids. Is he really successful?
yeah,
Man makes $1 million a year, he comes on 3 nights and beats his wife.
yeah.
Do you really consider that a person
Or
successful?
misses his kids' games or
Right.
ballet or whatever.
Right. But man who makes, you know, $100,000 a year, but he has a great relationship with his family, and you know has a great relationship with his friends. What is he?
Yeah,
So I mean, to be a high value man, in my personal opinion, it's not just one thing; it's a combination of things. Once again, going back to what are your morals? What are you rooted and grounded in? Of course, finance becomes a part of it because, you know, like I said, you have to be able to take care of your family. That is the primary role of men
yeah,
in society. The primary role of men in society today is to be providers and to be protectors of their household.
yeah. So you don't believe a high value man only has to be 6 foot tall, 6 figures or have 6 figures and have 6 packs.
No.
It's more than that, right?
It's a lot more than that.
Yeah,
I mean, those things might help, but that doesn't make a man high value.
Yeah.
What is the number one thing, in my personal opinion, once again, what are you grounded in?
yeah.
What are your morals like? If you have shit morals,
Are you
then-
actually the man who, when you say what you mean what you say?
right? Can you deliver on the things you say, or you know, are you a man of your word?
Yeah,
You can be 6'6", you know, with a 6-pack, and if you can't deliver on your word, are you really high value at that moment?
yeah, yeah. So that's one thing as well too. Like you know, starting this podcast, you know, I'm kind of like excited. You know, what I mean, okay, let me put myself out there, try to see who be interested in being guests and stuff like that. And you know, I reach out to a lot of people. You know, what I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I'm down. Let me know." Then I get them. You know, I hit them back up. Hey, are you interested in coming on? And they say nothing. So right there, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm not gonna get mad. Why am I gonna get mad that maybe they changed their mind? Which it'd be nice if they just say, hey, yeah, I changed my mind, whatever. But at the same time, it's like I'm thinking, okay, they're not interested in coming in, which is okay, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to force nobody to come in. I'd rather get the guests who actually want to come in and being a guest.
Well, this isn't comfortable for me, and it's not comfortable for you. You've done it more, so of course there is more comfort in this for you.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, you know, I told you I'd be here,
Yeah.
and I try to always make sure that if I tell somebody something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and
That's very important
You
to
always
me.
been like that. And if I need anything, when we do a little barbecue, hey, bring this over, and you right there.
Well, like I said,
No questions asked. It's just like, okay, I got you.
be a man of your word.
Yep.
I mean, whenever I make a promise to somebody, that's important to me that I keep that promise because I've given someone my word that I would do something.
Yeah.
And to me, being a man of your word is one of the traits and characteristics of being a high value man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just, once again, it's not just about being 6'6", having a 6-pack, and making 6 figures.
Yeah.
What are the other qualities of this person?
Yeah.
What are they rooted and grounded
Do
in?
you guys believe you gotta at least be strong? I mean, you don't have to be like the most strongest person, the strongest person in the gym, but at least you have to be at least.
You have to
somewhat-
be in good shape.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a question of strength, but what is your health like?
Yeah.
You cannot be in poor quality of health and be a high value man.
Yeah.
I have, slightly high blood pressure. I take a very low dose blood pressure medicine. but I do work out. And most people wouldn't think I have high blood pressure or slightly high blood pressure looking at me because I'm not a big guy or anything.
Because back in the day, you used to do karate, huh?
Right. Well, like I said, I studied martial arts when I was younger.
Yeah.
And right now, like I said, I take my kickboxing class to make sure that I'm working out and try to stay in, good, solid health.
And you think your investing has took a lot of your time because there, you think?
Investing has taken a lot of time.
Yeah.
Like some of the things that I'm doing right now in my life is to slow that part down.
Yeah.
Running a business takes a lot of time. Even your podcast that you do, it's not just you and I talking. After we finish talking, you have to go and edit this.
Yeah.
You have to go and put it out. You're going to be looking at the algorithms on YouTube upon how many people have watched your podcast. You've had to set all this up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work that goes into a podcast. It's not just two people talking in front of a camera.
Yeah.
There's work behind the scenes that people never even imagine that happens. There's
And
contacting guests, making sure that your guests get here.
And you know what? All I want, Eric, for the people to hit the like button. That's all. That's all.
Yes, definitely hit the like button and definitely subscribe.
Yeah, and comment. Just say hey, whatever. I don't care.
Say that asshole was a little bit misogynistic.
Yeah, exactly. Then where did you find him? It's like somewhere in the gutter. I don't know. But yeah, like you said, it's not always about money. Yeah, money does help help you out, like manage things and financially help with your family. But there's more to it.
It's a lot more to it.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question I was going to ask you as well is, okay, now we talked about a high-value man. So what do you think is a high-value woman?
A high-value woman has somewhat similar qualities to a high-value man from the standpoint of her beliefs and what she's grounded in, her moral value. Can you truly be a high-value woman if you're running around hooking up with everybody? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have certain beliefs? What are you grounded in? For me, I'm grounded in my faith. Are you grounded in your faith? That's a question that's important to me. Another thing to me is, do you know what it means to actually be a proper lady? When are you elegant, graceful, those sort of things? Do you know what those sort of things mean? What those things mean? Yeah.
And how about some of the girls who probably think a high-value woman thinks that being a boss babe is a high-value woman? Do you think that may be true, or you think not really?
To some men, that would be.
Yeah.
But I think to certain men, if you've got your crap together financially, you're not worried about what a woman's finances are. The reality, and this has been proven just over time, women don't share their resources with men.
Yeah.
Men are required to share their resources with women.
Yeah. Maybe every once in a while the woman might pay for dinner here and there, you know what I mean?
Right.
But majority of the time, probably the guy's putting out most of the finance.
Yeah, everybody wants equality until the damn check comes.
Yeah. But you're not gonna get it. It's 50-50, right?
Right, it's 50-50, but why do I always have to sit there and pay for dinner?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wants equal until until it comes to work. Women talk about equality, but yet women are not out there. If there was a military draft, all of a sudden the women would be like, "Don't draft me."
Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's just it's part of the game.
Yeah.
And back to the question of being a high value woman, graceful, elegant, kind. Those things are important to me.
Yeah. And I love this quote that I heard at one time on Instagram. Well, I seen it on Instagram, where masculinity needs to be built and femininity needs to be maintained or retained.
Yeah. Because, like I said, you cannot be out there hooking up with everybody out there and think that, all of a sudden you're high value.
Yeah.
That doesn't work like that.
Especially if you're a woman, because it comes so easy to you. As a man, you have to actually work. You have to be attracted to make yourself really attractive for other girls to want you. It might not be looks, but it might be your personality. Because in reality, how many girls do you think are funny to you? You think, or very interesting? It's kind of not that much. Most girls are probably, especially the younger ones, might be kind of annoying.
Once again, as I stated earlier, I would shoot myself in the head before I dated a 20-year-old woman. It's just never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But You know, when it comes to certain things, and as far as personality, yeah, it's important. But that goes back to graceful, elegant, kind. You know, I was watching something on YouTube, and the guy asked this other guy, the podcast was whatever, I think, and he goes, "How long does it take a woman to get ready for a date?" And she goes, "Oh, it takes about 2 hours." And then he turns around, "How long do you think it takes a man to get ready for a date?" He says it takes, about maybe, 30, 45 minutes. And he was like, "No, that's completely untrue. For it takes a man years to get ready for a date, because that man has had to build himself. He has had to work, build his career, put himself in a stable position to where when women look at him, he is desirable to them."
Yeah.
He's got, like I said, women take a few minutes to get ready for a date, a couple of hours. For men, it's years.
Mm-hmm. I believe that. So do you, so do you think a man needs to lead all the time?
Depends.
For me, it depends.
There are some things that you have to know yourself and know your strengths and know your weaknesses.
Yeah.
There are some things that men are just not as good as women are.
Yeah, yeah.
So you need to know when to be willing to let someone else lead.
Yeah, yeah.
Do I think that the man is, don't get me wrong, the man is the head of the household. But when it comes to every situation, the man does not always have to lead. Sometimes, it's best to sit back and, let the woman lead this particular situation.
Yeah. If she wants to put up curtains, the color curtains, because the guy, you have to probably end up putting it up anyways. Let her decorate.
As a guy, you will put them up.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I can see that. Me personally as well too, yeah, like you said, man, as we have to lead. I mean, I take that so far where if I'm with somebody and if we decide to go on a trip, if it's a 4-hour trip, guess what? I'm driving the whole way.
Yeah, she's not driving.
Yeah, she's not driving. Like,
first of all, it's not that she can't drive. She doesn't want to drive. Okay?
Well,
she is not going to even want to drive.
Well, not just that. It's that me personally, you could put me up against any female and we could go race somewhere. I'm a way better driver. So why am I going to want to put my life in her hands?
See, for me, it's not even about me.
Of course not. If I'm, drinking and stuff like that, and she's better than I am, yeah, I'll let her drive. You know what I mean? Of course, I'll do that. But if it's like I drop to Houston, Austin, or whatever, something like that, I'm driving the whole way.
Like I said, for me, that's not even what it's even about. It's going to be the fact that, one, she doesn't even going to want to drive.
Yeah.
She's going to be like, you know what, honey,
I mean, they got some girls. They got some girls who like to drive. Okay. But if that's the case too, I'm going to drive.
Okay, but those women are not the norm.
Yeah,
that is the exception to the rule, not the rule.
Exactly.
The rule is, honey, you driving.
Yeah. Well, Eric, I want to bring up something else as well too. Mardi Gras. It's that time of the year.
Yeah.
You're not celebrating this year?
I will probably go out to the Beaumont Mardi Gras one day, but that's probably about it. Don't really go out too often. It is a wonderful time. I know my sister loves to take her kids out there. She may call me to go with her and watch the kids, but like I said, that's pretty about it.
Yeah, I'm taking it easy this year as well because last year I think I ended up going to the concert they have at Mardi Gras, and I was there to meet up all my friends and stuff, but they wanted to be like they're in close to the concert, so that was very hectic right there, trying to get with their ass, trying to maneuver through the crowd.
Right,
it's a freaking headache,
Well, I'm just not a fan of being around a large group of people like that.
Oh, trust me. And so, actually, I've never been to a concert. This is the closest thing to a concert I've been to. So it's like my head, yeah, I ain't going to do this again.
I've done a few concerts. I've gone to a couple of concerts in my life. Mm-hmm. They are fun and wonderful. Like I said, for me, I just am not a big fan of being in a large group of people like that.
Okay. Let's talk about this on little stories time. So you remember we went to Mardi Gras, New Orleans, man, long time ago. At least you had to do it once, at least, you know what I mean? Look, but that was freaking ridiculous. It was, man, Bourbon Street? Oh, my God.
Well, we were there. We went to the parade, and then after the parade, we went to Mardi Gras. We went down Bourbon Street.
Yeah, and that was like a sea of people right there.
And that became dangerous.
Yeah.
Because we could not move.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, this is too many people. we got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get
Because
crushed.
somebody could have gotten crushed, stabbed. I mean, if some shit would have popped off, then there would have been no way to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I remember that because we were like, yeah, we got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, at least there you were there by. At least you had to just take care of yourself. I was there with my baby mama at the time. You know what I
Right.
mean? Well, I don't think she was my baby mama at the time. Yeah, but
No.
we were there. So and she's little. You know what I mean? So I was there trying to hold back the people, trying to, not to crush her. You know?
I remember who all was there, and like I said, us having the young ladies with us. The very first thing that was thought was, we got to get the hell out of here because of them.
Yeah.
And like I said, Mardi Gras in New Orleans, yeah, it's a fun thing. But when you go down Bourbon Street and it's that many people, that as a moment that it's no longer fun, it's dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys go, don't probably go on Mardi Gras, but just that weekend of Mardi Gras, because it's just crazy hectic. But you know who I seen there one time, huh? Or that one time? Ron Jeremy, the hedgehog. That's pretty cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was gonna go talk to him and say, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? How was all those actresses and stuff like that? But at that time, it was so packed. Everybody trying to use the restroom. And
Like I said, that place with that many people, yeah, it's fun at first, but there became a moment where this is no longer fun. Now this is dangerous. And I remember us all thinking that, like, we have got to get the hell out of here.
mm-hmm.
And we making our way, because the crowd's going one way and you're trying to go the other.
Yeah,
And that was just a very difficult thing to do. And I remember us getting out of there like, yeah, we cannot go back in there.
yeah. I remember my cousin Anna. She got really messed up with the hurricane drinks, category 5.
Mm-hmm.
Where she was just talking to the horse. Hey, horsey, how you doing?
I remember all that. I remember all that.
Good times. But I don't know. It's like New Orleans is not all that for me. You know what I mean? If this was 5-hour drive to get there, in reality, I'd rather go to Austin then if I'm gonna make the long trip.
New Orleans is a fun city. You have the French Quarter, Bourbon Street, and it is absolutely fantastic food. New Orleans is a very fun city.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it wasn't fun at that moment.
Yeah, there's too many people.
I have been to New Orleans many times, and every time I'm going to New Orleans, I've had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Didn't you went to a restaurant called Clover's?
but it's not really called Clover's.
What happened right there?
First of all, that restaurant is not really called Clover.
Okay, but how did you ended up there?
A friend of mine wanted to go in, and so we went in to eat, and at that moment, you discover that the restaurant is not called Clover.
Well, what was it called then?
It's actually called Sea Lover.
Sea Lover?
Yes. And everything on the menu is something sexual.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And how about the waitress and the waiters? How they were dressed, or the hostess? Were they dressed a certain way?
They were dressed normal, but nonetheless, every comment out their mouth is something sexual because that's part of the theme of the restaurant.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is a little weird.
Yeah.
But I will say this, the food that was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, hope you guys had a good time. If you guys can, like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you guys thought, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Peace.
Go Niners.